Order. All right, so welcome to the regular monthly meeting of the Board of Commissioners held for the purpose of transacting the general business of the township. Today's date is June 10th, 2020. Due to social distancing guidelines and regulations imposed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on gathering of 25 or more people, this meeting is being conducted remotely utilizing the Zoom video conference platform. Instructions for accessing the meeting and for submitting public comment are made available on the township's website in advance of the meeting. Please stand and join the Board of Commissioners in a moment of silent reflection honoring the servicemen and women who place themselves in harm's way in order to help preserve our safety at home and overseas. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion dispensing of the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting as written and recorded in the official minute book of the township.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, please record a unanimous vote. Okay.
That was good.
Yeah, there we go. It worked. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Commissioner Maxwell is not in attendance tonight, and we have our solicitor Jim Garrity here and no other substitute professionals, I do not believe. And okay, so announcements. So I think most people have seen the statement that we wrote and published last Monday, reflecting the goings on, what happened the previous Thursday or the previous week and leading up to that. And then since then, there has been a number of responses, particularly one inflammatory one was written by our county commissioner, Joe Gale, and we felt it that we should respond to that, to his statement. So I'm going to read that statement right now. And this is a response to a statement made by Montgomery County Commissioner Joe Gale. Last Monday, we issued a statement reflecting upon the tragic death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. As we stated, it was a wake-up call to every community leader in America to take active measures to eradicate the racism, nativism, and bigotry that have become so pervasive in our society. In a recent statement, Montgomery County Commissioner Joe Gale took it upon himself to vacate his responsibilities as a community leader by utterly disregarding this watershed occurrence and the significance of Mr. Floyd's death at the hands of Minneapolis city policemen, as well as the ensuing protests, demonstrations, public opinion pieces, and calls for realization and change to our ways of thinking. Mr. Gale, in his statement, completely sidestepped the broader issues and boiled the entire matter and reactions down to one of law and order, blaming liberal insurgents and citing broad conspiracies in an historic effort to bring down democracy and in the process throwing gasoline on an already growing inferno. We expect more from our elected government officials. Our neighboring townships, White Marsh, Plymouth, and Conshohocken Borough followed suit by publishing a joint letter by elected officials of those municipalities excoriating Mr. Gale and his heartless and misguided statement. As our previous statement has already avowed our dedication to the cause of eradicating bigotry and racism, with this statement, we, the Board of Commissioners of Springfield Township, hereby join together with our fellow elected officials to censure Mr. Gale's words and support the call for his resignation and apology to the African American community, to all of our neighbors throughout Montgomery County who believe in racial equity. Signed individually by the Board of Commissioners of Springfield Township. So now Mr. Gale knows where we stand on that subject. Okay, next, It's concerning the COVID-19 issue. On Friday, June 5th, Montgomery County and Springfield Township moved to the yellow phase of Governor Wolf's plan to reopen Pennsylvania. With this transition to yellow, the township has initiated the next phase of its return to work plan. Although township facilities, including the township building and library, remain closed to the public for the time being, our entire staff has resumed in-person operations and are available to assist residents as needed. Accommodations have also been made to allow residents to obtain and drop off permits, to return library materials, and to access other township services through no contact business transactions. In the coming weeks, we hope to expand available services to our residents during the yellow phase to include scheduled pickups of reserved materials from the library. As our community and region begin to reopen, the board believes it is important to remember that our nation is still in the midst of a pandemic. The dangers associated with COVID-19 remain very real, and we ask that all residents proceed with caution. The continued closure of public facilities and the implementation of other public health measures are meant to minimize the spread of this devastating disease and safeguard the health of the Springfield Township community. While we all share the same desire to return to our pre-pandemic norms, we can only achieve these goals by working together and adhering to guidelines issued by public health officials. So that's that. Then, as part of the advertising for tonight's business meeting, an effort was made to solicit public comment in advance of the meeting. Public comment was accepted via email up to 5 p.m. this evening. And as far as I know, we didn't receive any emails. Is that correct, Mike? You're muted.
No, sir, we did not receive any public comment through that email address.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So the board is now open to comments or questions from the public. The board draws particular attention to those items listed on the agenda this evening. Please be advised that once the committee reports begin, the board can no longer accept questions from the floor. At the conclusion of the committee reports, public comment will once again be accepted. However, official action on those issues listed on the agenda will have already taken place. Therefore, if you wish to comment on an agenda item, now would be the appropriate time. And if you're out there in the audience, you can raise your electronic hand and we will find you. I don't see an electronic hand, so in that case, we will move on to the committee reports. Okay, so let's see here. So this is a report that I will make on the Community Development Committee. This concerns the Enfield Athletic Facility. And just as a sort of a preamble, we were going to vote on the Enfield plan, but they decided to stay that for 90 days. And our understanding is that they're looking at their budget and they also may need that building in the fall. Even though the new school, they plan to open the new school, they still may need the Enfield school for additional space because of social distancing and that sort of thing. So therefore, I move the Board of Commissioners accept a letter dated June 9th, 2020 from Ken King, Business Administrator for the School District of Springfield Township, extending the 90-day subdivision land development review period without limitation as to time for the project known as the Enfield Elementary School Athletic Facility. The extension of time will allow the school district the opportunity to revise their land development plans to be in compliance with the Springfield Township Code. So that is my motion. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay. All in favor, please raise your hand. Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Please record a unanimous vote. Okay. So now we will move on to the chairman of our community development. The chairman of our internal affairs and library committee, Commissioner Harbison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Start out with the second item on the agenda, ordinance number 966. I move that the Board of Commissioners enact ordinance number 966, an ordinance amending the codified ordinances of Springfield Township, Chapter 63, Pensions, to adjust the 12-month period used to calculate the consumer price index for the 3 defined benefit plans. The regulations currently contained in Chapter 63 require the township to measure the CPI from January to January of each year, which creates accounting and administrative issues. The proposed adjustment period will measure the CPI from October to October of each year. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, okay. Are there any questions on the motion?
Just one comment, and so what that's doing is, because we were going January to January and the increases were kicking in, we'd always have to do a makeup because we didn't know the amount of the increase. So by moving it back 2 months means we'll actually be able to have the pay start at the beginning and just match. So it's really kind of a housekeeping item, although it is technically substantive, barely.
Great. Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Okay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
That
you.
moves us to item 3 on the agenda, the bill listing. I move that the Board of Commissioners approve the May check reconciliation in the amount of $864,404.70 and the June bill listing in the amount of $425,436.24. That is my motion.
Thank you. And is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Great. Are there any questions on the motion? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. Okay, please record a unanimous vote.
And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Harbison. Okay, next we will hear from the Chairman of the Cultural and Environmental Resources Committee, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a recycling report and I have an Environmental Advisory Commission report. On the recycling report is during the month of May 2020, Springfield Township residents recycled 188.18 tons of materials with a householder participation rate of 80.2%. The net cost for the month was $25,737.10. My second report is on the Environmental Advisory Commission, and I move that the Board of Commissioners reappoint Joy Berge of Flowertown and Chris Richter of Winmore to new 3-year terms of service as members of the Springfield Township Environmental Advisory Commission. The new 3-year terms of service for Ms. Berge and Mr. Richter shall expire on June the 14th, 2023. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any questions on the motion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All opposed, say nay. Okay. Please record a unanimous vote.
I have one additional statement I would like to bring to the attention of the board and to the public, and that is that our EAC is hosting a public Zoom webinar on this Wednesday, week from today, June the 17th, on solar power for your home. The presentation information can be found on our township website, which is springfieldmontco.org/EAC, or on Facebook /Springfield EAC /. So we welcome all attendees if they want to have any information about solar panels, how they how they may work for you or may not work for you, but should be interesting. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Wilson. Okay. So next we will move on to the Chairman of the Parks and Recreational Resources Committee, Commissioner Graham.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have 2 announcements in my report this evening. One is concerning the 4th of July parade. Due to the uncertainty surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, and associated guidelines to limit outdoor gatherings to 250 persons or less, it is with great regret that the Board of Commissioners announced that the Lions Club of Orland has decided not to conduct their annual Independence Day parade this year. The Lions Club has organized this parade for the last 69 years, and the Board of Commissioners looks forward to working with the Lions Club next year when the conditions allow for the parade and its associated events to resume. But on a brighter note, the Board of Commissioners is pleased to announce that the Springfield Township has been awarded a Montco 2040 implementation grant in the amount of $197,600 for the Mermaid Park Stream and Habitat Restoration Project. The project will restore the natural habitat and improve the water quality in Mermaid Park in Windmore via stream bank stabilization activities, the planning of a riparian buffer, dredging of the Mermaid Pond, and the installation of a pre-filtration pond and artificial wetland to capture and prevent excess sediments from entering the pond. A walking trail around the park perimeter will also be constructed to provide additional recreational opportunities. The Board of Commissioners wish to thank the Board of Commissioners of Montgomery County, the Montgomery County Planning Commission, and the Montco 2040 Grant Evaluation Committee for seeing the value in this proposed project and providing this generous award. That is my report. I do, however, just wish to say that I have just an announcement and also to clarify the event, the protest event that is going to be held this Saturday at noon in Cisco Park. The event is being sponsored by myself and also the Multicultural Parents Association of Springfield, of the Springfield Township School District. It will not be a march. We are still in the pandemic, and we are asking all people that wish to come, or all residents that wish to come to the event, to please wear masks and gloves if you have them. Mask, we are asking that masks definitely be worn by all members of the family that come. We are saying that immediate family, of course, can be together. However, we are asking everyone to make sure that they social distance at least 6 feet apart as they gather in the park at Cisco Park. Also, this is a prayer vigil. We will have members of the religious organizations from our Jewish community, from our Christian community, and from our Muslim community offering up words of encouragement and prayer for the nation in general. So I just wanted to dispel some of the misconceptions that have been placed out on social media, but we are asking for everyone, if they feel comfortable, to please come and support this important event that we're having, because we need to help heal the nation. That is my report, and thank you for the opportunity to make that announcement. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Graham. Okay. Next on the agenda is would be the chairman of our Public Safety Committee, Commissioner Maxwell, but he's not here. So I can't remember who is taking his report. Who's taking his report?
That was me.
Okay. Oh, Jim. So do you want to wait until your report and then just put them together? Is that,
Sure.
or okay, let's do that. Okay, great. All right. So next we will then hear from the chairman of our zoning committee, Commissioner Cobb.
Unmute myself here.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. I have an announcement and then one motion for this evening. And for my announcement, I'm pleased to announce that the June meeting will be, in fact, meeting on Monday, the 22nd at 7 p.m. As with our other township meetings, the meeting will be conducted via the Zoom virtual platform. in which we will hear the application of Kenneth Bean, owner of the property located at 413 Paper Mill Road in Erdenheim. The applicant has requested a dimensional variance from section 114-64 of the zoning ordinance in order to construct a deck to the rear of the home that will encroach into the required rear yard setback by 18.89 feet at its closest point. The property is zoned within the B residential district of Ward 4 of Springfield Township. Again, that will be heard on Monday, the 22nd at 7 p.m. Second, I move that the Board of Commissioners of Springfield Township adopt resolution number 1497, a resolution permitting restaurants to utilize temporary outdoor seating for dine-in service in outdoor areas while Montgomery County is in the yellow phase of Governor Tom Wolf's plan for reopening the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Thank you. And do I hear a second on that motion?
Second.
Second, great. Are there any questions on that motion? Questions? All right. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. That is my report.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Cobb. Okay, and then finally, we will hear from the chairman of the Public Works and Facility Committee, Commissioner Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, on behalf of Commissioner Maxwell, Chairman of the Public Safety Committee, of resolution number 1496, I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution number 1496, a resolution authorizing a modification to the existing traffic signal permit plan for the intersection of Paper Mill Road and Montgomery Avenue to include continental-style crosswalks. Continental-style crosswalks are highly visible roadway markings using thick vertical striping that are used in place of traditional crosswalks that typically consist of just two parallel lines. The subject intersection is already painted with the higher visibility crosswalk markings. Therefore, Resolution 1496 is intended only to reflect what is already in place. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions on the motion? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Secondly, regarding the sale of township equipment, in accordance with Section 1501 of the Pennsylvania First Class Township Code, I move that the Board of Commissioners of Springfield Township authorize the sale of the following used vehicles and equipment through the Municipid online public auction site. 2005 Chevrolet K3500 dump truck, 1999 MPH Industries Speed Raider trailer, push bumper for a 2005 Chevrolet K3500, underhood bolt-on-air compressor, 2020 Ford Explorer hood, that's a hot one, miscellaneous equipment that is no longer utilized, and salvage contents of the former church rectory building located at 1200 Willow Grove Avenue. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed, say nay. Okay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes my report.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Lee. Okay. So now we will move back into the public portion of the meeting. The board is now open to public comment, and anybody out there has the opportunity to raise their electronic hand. Give it a couple of seconds. Okay, I don't see any electronic hands. So then I will entertain a motion.
Baird?
Do we? Okay. Oh, Betsy's raised her hand. Okay, I'm sorry, Betsy. I moved too quickly. Sorry. Go ahead. You're
Okay.
muted.
So yeah, I wasn't quick on the draw.
That's all right. Sorry.
I'm really not making a public comment as much as asking for a copy of that statement that you announced in response to Joe Gale's, Commissioner Gale's
Okay.
own letter.
I can send that to you.
Yeah. Great.
Or, I mean, I have actually, maybe Micah Brandy can send, I have a sort of a, you know, my draft isn't the final draft, so maybe if.
Is
Is it going to go up online?
Yeah, I was just going to suggest, with your consent, do you want us to put it up online?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah,
Okay, I'll grab it there. I'm going to be writing the article tomorrow, so
okay.
is he going to
Excellent.
be up that soon?
I'll put it up tonight and I'll push it out to the community first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks.
Great. All right. So, hearing no more comments or questions, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Stay cool.
Bye. All right, bye.